Hello YouTube viewers, today I'm driving the Renault Kiger and a lot of you have been asking me why I haven't tested this car, and the reason for that simply is that I didn't get my hands on this car because when Renault launched this car, they launched it in 2021 early. At that time the car wasn't available to us, and that's the only reason why I haven't tested. There's no other reasons why. Well, I'm inside the cabin now of the Renault Kiger, and the first thing that you'll really appreciate about this car is the amount of features that it has to offer. Now, at this price point, a lot of car manufacturers cut out features, but this is the best value for money car because you get a nice touchscreen which offers you Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can also hook it up wirelessly with your phone with something nice. You get digital display for the cockpit, and it really looks nice and fancy, loads of information in it. But the digital display is not the only thing. You also get different driving modes, so you can choose between normal, sport or eco mode, and of course you also get wireless charging for mobile phones. So loads of features on offer: automatic climate control, multiple airbags. Some of you might still say that a sunroof is missing, but at this price point, just imagine the feature list and loaded car, completely loaded car. So sunroof is something which really you should ignore. Other than that, the seat comfort is very good, generally very good seats. The cushioning is very good. It's not hard, it's not soft, perfect cushioning, and a host of areas to keep your odds and ends. So you can keep them over here, you can keep it over here, and you can keep a couple of beverages over here where this tray is, and of course those door bins can house those big 1 liter bottles from your home as well. Overall, a really nice place to be, and I would think that this is the best value for money car, and overall a very well built cabin. Plastic quality is good, ambience is good, and just generally it has a very positive vibe. Now let's jump in the back seat and see how good that really is. Well, so what is Budmo? Well, I'm sure by now all of you are aware that Budmo are the online expert when it comes to spare parts, and the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available. They have the entire catalog, and the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. So check them out today. Check out the app. It's available both for iOS as well as Android devices, and also check out the website for the latest schemes as well as offers. Budmo.com, the expert of online spare parts. Well, so now I'm in the back seat of the Renault Kiger, and I have good news for you, and that good news is that space here is massive, headroom is generous, and in general it's a very nice place to be in. A couple of AC vents, and you also get a 12-volt charging point over here. So if you are someone who's always on the move with his mobile and tablet devices, you should have enough juice in them. You also get pockets over here where you can keep your files, or maybe a laptop. Small laptop can easily fit in them. And generally the ambience inside this car is quite good. Windows are nice and large, but the C-pillar is quite thick at the back. So sometimes on a long distance journey you might feel claustrophobic because overall the car also is very dark and dingy. But overall I think just because of the space, the comfort and the seat cushioning, I'll give the back seat a strong score of 8.5 out of 10. Well, so let's quickly show you the boot of the Renault Kiger. In terms of the space and size, it's a nice and square boot, quite deep as well. The only negative is that there's a huge loading sill over here. So whatever you're going to put in this car, you'll have to take it out and put it in like this. You'll have to use your back quite a lot. You won't be able to slide it in or slide it out. So that's the only negative. But other than that, it's a nice and spacious car. Cabin space is quite good. And when you again consider the price, I think these are small minor things that you can easily ignore. Now let's jump in the front seat, drive this car around, and then after that give you the summary report. Cost cutting really is the name of the game these days, and if you are a car manufacturer, the best way to cut costs is of course by sharing platforms. Now everyone knows that a lot of companies have done that in the past, and Renault Nissan have an alliance internationally, and they're using that alliance in India as well, because what I'm driving today is essentially the Nissan Magnite with a different face. Yes, this is the Renault Kiger, but essentially it's got the same underpinnings as its Japanese cousin. So how is it to drive, and how different is it from the Nissan Magnite? Well, if you've driven the Magnite, then you'll get a sense of deja vu as soon as you start driving this car, because just like the Magnite, even this one has a very soft steering wheel. Now I'll just display that to you by using my small finger over here and turning it around, or using my hand only. And as you can see, it doesn't take too much of an effort. It's a very light steering wheel, which means that driving this car in the city is quite an easy affair and quite a joyous affair, really. What you'll also appreciate about this car is the excellent visibility. And you can see the ends of the bonnet line. You can see all the corners of the bonnet line, which is a great thing, because if you are someone who drives a lot in the city and you're driving for the first time, or you just learn how to drive, then this is the SUV you will truly appreciate. What you'll also appreciate is the ride comfort, and just like the Magnite, this one also has nice ride comfort, because the suspension setup is slightly on the firmer side. It's a little more firm than Magnite, but even then it is quite good. And I would say that on the highway, this one feels a lot more stable in terms of the overall stability. It gives you better confidence as well. So those are the areas where this car is impressive. How is the engine? Well, it's the 1-liter turbocharged petrol, which makes about 100 bhp. In terms of outright refinement, it's not very refined. When you rev it hard, it does tend to become a little noisy, but it's only towards its red line. At the lower end of its rev band, it is quite okay, and you'll appreciate it because it feels nice and peppy and responsive, and it is a very zestful engine. It just feels like it's ready to go, and as much as you thrash it, it just delivers very good performance. The gearbox, the manual that we're driving today, is nice and decent to operate. It's not the slickest unit, and it is again similar to the one on the Magnite. It's not the slickest unit, and sometimes the gear shifts do need a bit of a hand to shift, but it is at par with most of its rivals like the Tata Nexon, as well as even the Hyundai Venue. The Venue is slightly softer, but this one is just as slick. Well, so overall, the Renault Kiger might look very similar to the Kwid on the outside, and some of you might say, well, it looks very similar to a gym-going Kwid. But apart from that, there isn't any major reason to ignore this car, because the interiors are spacious. This car offers you good ride comfort, and it also offers you a peppy petrol engine. But the best highlight about this car is definitely that very attractive sticker price. It's the most affordable car in its segment, and also with the automatic CVT, which I haven't driven today, but even the CVT makes very good sense and very good value for money. So if you're in the market to save some cash, if you want the most affordable car, the most value car, because you get a lot of features as well, then this car should definitely be on the top of your shortlist. Bye for now, and thanks so much for watching.